Next, I would like to invite everyone to the first panel discussion on the topic of toward physical AI for Thai industry. So for this session, I would like to invite Kun Watsan Thirapattharapong, Country Manager of Amazon Web Service, AWS Thailand. Dr. Panachit Kitti Panyangam, Advisor to the Minister of Finance, Ministry of Finance. Dr. Orathai Sangpet, Vice President of Research and Strategy, CMKL University, and also our moderator, Dr. Wanarat Santi Amontat, Associate Director of AI Engineering Institute, AIEI, to be on stage. Please give them a warm welcome. Thank you.
Okay, welcome to the panel discussions sessions of the AI Summit 2025. Well, the time passed so quickly. I still have the clear memories of the AI Summit 2024 last year. There's a big one as well. By that time, we're still very exciting with the LLMs, with the GPT, DeepSeek, and the prompt engineer. But at the beginning of this year, we'll start to talk about the agentic AI, and then we come up with the new word of the physical AI. So yeah, please join me and welcome our speaker, three of us. First, from the your right-hand side, P. Wasan, the country manager of the AI web service, and Dr. Kong. He also have their own AI company as well, okay? And this stage, you can represent both the AI entrepreneur and also the advisory of the Ministry of Finance. And the last one, Professor Kop, also have the company, the CERTU system, and also be the professor in CMKL. So let's start from the first one, Dr. Kop. Could you give us more what exactly the physical AI is and how difference between the robotics that we have right now? So could you give me more the knowledge about the physical AI?
Okay, let make it simple. Okay, so you guys using ChatGPT, Gemini, you chatting with it right now. When you are using it, you're using it for entertainment mostly, right? Having fun or generating whatever the article or the things that you like. But you hear from the first few sessions this morning, wow, our economies and everything sounds very gloomy, right? So we need something to turn around our business, right? So we need AI that works for the industries, works for the business, right? So one of the way to do so is make it understand the physical world, make it better to understand it, not just for the sake of, happy, fun, play with it, but how can we make it so that it can help you reduce costs or, increase the revenues, or how can, like, for example, you have, factories. If the labor costs keep, increasing, how about, you adopt some of the robots, some of, automated machines. But if it's just predefined, rules, it can do only a few things. But if you imagine, if that robot arms can do things like, it's understand, this thing, like our mangoes look like these, right? Yeah. Look at it, now it's adjust certain thing, not just, something that is so rigid and fits the rules, right? Yeah. So this is a way of trying to make the AI understand the physical world. Okay. Read, through the sense. They have a lot of sensors to get, external data in, processing it, using, AI and, compute it and see and adjust to the real world. So that is going towards autonomous type of world, right? So that's where we are sort of going. So that's how, the simple version of the physical AI.
Okay. So maybe a couple of years ago, we start with the IoT device censoring things, and now we come up with the general or generative AI. So I think this is the convergence to bridge between the AI or digital world to the physical world. That's a good challenge, I think. And we have discussed a lot of the AI with Dr. Kong from time to time. So let's start from the question that I would like you to give me some real use case or the value that can be created from the AIs that has been done so far in Thailand from your experience side, and how it can, like convert to the new one that combine between the digital world and the physical world, like a physical AI.
Right. Okay. Actually, unfortunately, I don't think we have many real use case on the AI. Yeah, but somehow we may not need to be fancy about every possibility of the AI that we are working on. So far, we know that AI can help you to do automation, augmentation, and autonomy. Yeah. So far, like for my case, my use case, my business, we do the OCR, but we put the AI on top. We call it AI OCR, and then we didn't use the natural language processing like others did 6 years ago, because I graduated our PhD in statistical model, and then what if we build a statistical model of the language of the documents? That's what we think. So we built that, and then we found that there were hallucinations. That's called today, but during that time, it's called like, how can we squeeze and make sure that we guessing the answer better? So we built something to reduce the very low hallucination. So I think that part we try to start to link from the paper to the digital. So the problems that I think we are facing now is, if I talk about any data and we give you digital data, everyone in this room think you can create any possibilities of solutions based on software as a service on the cloud. But the challenging now is the real world. It doesn't come like very well struck data, and then it's come like, for myself, data has come from the vendors or clients, which is external data, and we use different master data. So how can we map it in? That part, I think, is a language and very important part. Many use cases that we have seen now in Thailand for the real sector is fairly low, but I would like you to attract and welcome you guys to think about something. I think when you play with the LLM, generative AI, or whatsoever you use, I think it's just for fun. It's not enterprise grade yet. When you want to use for enterprise grade, you have to make sure that you are building specific model with specific knowledge to make it fairly low hallucination, and you know the trade-off and know how to operate to control. I think that's what I have experienced. So now we just launched a new product called Bifrost LLM. It's our own LLM. We claim it is very low hallucination LLM for documents. So that part, I think that part is an opportunity. So we don't have to give up that the foundation models are very smart. No, they're not smart. There's no generic people that's smart. We need some people who is biased. We don't want to build doctors who just serve for the cold. We want doctors to be specialized in cancer. And a doctor who is specialized in cancer, they must have some bias. But we have to make sure that we utilize and modify that bias with this knowledge. I think our AI people need to understand that part deeper and create that part. I think that possibility to create enterprise, and that part could link to the specialized, or we call intrinsic knowledge of the people in the industry. So I think that part could link the AI and physical AI together better.
Yes, definitely. I think we have learned something from the LLM, from the OCR, that Dr. Kong has been transformed so many documents, especially in the
accounting workflow.
Back to Piwasan. First of all, thank you for sponsorship our this event, and also sponsorship the first project to build the talent in the AFTI that P. Guy has mentioned before. I'm curious that from the AWS point, what is the current state of the physical AI that you have been prepared and how could be adopted in the Thai manufacturing? I think that is the time for this, or any recommend that AWS gonna give us the viewpoint of this one.
Okay. I got some slides, so maybe you can flag it up. Okay, while waiting for slide, I think we have heard quite a bit about how AI has evolved, right? So, in fact, I got the slide which we'll share on how AWS and in fact our mother company, which is Amazon, has been on this physical AI journey for quite some times. And it's going to be a technology that will evolve over time as we continue to see the evolutions of AI. And maybe I'll start with, maybe can you flash the next page, please?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we look at the horizon of how AI has been evolved. We look at on your left-hand side, it's the low cognitive tasks, and I would probably see that as more a digital AI world. And if you look at the journey, how things will be evolved, right? We have seen like the single large language model, which started since 2022 when ChatGPT version 1 had came out. And we see that there has been continued progress of how the large language model has been getting smarter and smarter. And I think just only this year, we started to see the terms agentic AI, which is compared to the large language model in its first generation. It's more of, initially it's more of like the chatbot. You're asking it for some of the data and get it to come up with some of the suggestion. But with agentic AI, it goes one step ahead, which means now it can think, it can act, it has memory, but that's still confined in the digital world. So where we are seeing the next generation of where AI is progressing is it now goes beyond digital. It goes out to physical, and it's allow you to link between the digital world and the physical world, right? But having said that, we are still in the early stage for agentic AI because things has just evolved only this year, so we still have a long way. It might be a parallel track where we started to see physical AI comes into play because now with the technology, we should be able to leverage the strength and the smartness of the digital worlds and then use that to enhance how we can use it in a physical manner. And with that, maybe I'll also share on how the physical AI has been started like since like end of the last century. In fact, we have seen robots quite some times ago, but in the past, the robot has been something that you already predefined with a very structured process and way. So we call it automation, meaning that it will follow exactly what you do, only that you don't need to do it manually. So that's how the initial phase of the machine learning or automation has started. But when things get smarter, you have this large language model, you have a lot more intelligence that put into the AI in a physical manner. Now it's heading towards the path where you no longer has to define exactly the process or procedure, but now it's getting to become autonomous, meaning that you just only tell them what's the end goal, and it will start to do it in a physical manner on its own. So maybe a good example that Amazon has been using, starting from your left-hand side, which is like a primitive automation, that initially it was used to pack things in the parcel. And once it gets evolved, you can see somehow we are blocking your video here. So while it keeps going, maybe I pass to the next page. But this is where Amazon has already started using the out on the robots and then it gets evolved into like a smart AI robot, which in the next slide maybe you can see more clearer. If you have read some of the how Amazon has been using technology, one way that it was using, and we consider Amazon is like a golden standard for supply chain. One thing that has been redefined is in terms of how we keep inventory, right? So if you look at inventory in the past, or maybe even lots of factories now, when you keep inventory in warehouse, mostly you take the goods and you put on the shelf. I think like 90% people are using that way, right? But with how Amazon has been reshaping automation, we flip it the other ways, right? People stand still where they are, but the shelf comes to the person who packed it. So this is how we see that the time that you can keep the products and how you can retrieve the products for delivery had changed dramatically, because we are talking about like millions of SKU, like and tens and hundreds of millions of shipments every month, right? So the way that we have to get the people to go and then put it in the inventory in the shelf in the past is not workable. But then it becomes like something that we also have to get like people to retrain. And if you look at, maybe if you can help me click on the top left hand side, please. The video on the top left hand. วิดีโอข้างซ้ายบนไม่ใช่ครับกดตรงวิดีโอข้างซ้ายบนโอเค I think that's a no I think there's a video you can play on top. So what it's doing, like in the past you have to, the person who stands still, when the shelf come to you, right, the robot with the shelf come to you, you have to put the goods into the shelf. But now we are using the automation with the physical AI that it's able to sense how big the things that is going to handle, what is the weight. And if it's liquid, you also have to see that the flow of liquid will also change, because if you hold it on the top, it's heavy on the bottom. So the robot now has to get smarter and has to know exactly like what is it's going to touch and feel. And that's redefined the whole things of how physical AI is going to do, not just only mechanic arms to hold and pick up things. And then on the right-hand side, probably you have seen this in a lot of Chinese factory that they were copying this, right? So this is now like autonomous robot, where now it's not like it's going on the path that you tell it to go. It will automatically and look at what is the best and shortest path by itself, and with the so many SKU that it has to handle, it will redefine how it should pick up the shelf and go straight to the closest people who is going to put the equipment on the shelf. So this has been something that Amazon has been using for quite some time. And the difference is that now this physical AI is able to sense, as I mentioned, the different dimension of things it's going to hold. It is able to calculate the weight of the things it's going to hold, the softness of the material it's going to hold by the vision. But that means that you have to train it as well. So that's why compute comes into play, because you have to train how it is able to interpret what those machines is going to manage or handle that equipment. And then it has to also learn, because as mentioned, this is not like a predefined structure or process. With training with the large language model, now we call it VLM, which is visual learning and action model. It will have to change how it can, or it learns how it can pick up or learn new ways of handling new products. And last but not least is to act, right? And this is example of how we used to train some of this machine, which is the robot arm. In the past, like you probably have seen lots of these kind of arms where it just pick up things, but this is how it got trained. Okay, this is example of how it trained. You can see that on the top of this arm there's a camera. So what it has to do, it has to see, it has to listen and hear what is the natural language that people are training them, and then it has to act, which is to pick up things. So now it's like commanding this arm in a natural language to pick up like apple, for example. So it knows where it has to pick up. And then on the other hand, and apple is harder than banana. So the way that it knows that this is banana, it has to also start to hold it more gently, because otherwise then you can squeeze the banana. So this is how it was trained. And on the right-hand side, instead of like training each and every machine by itself, now we started to use the simulation, which is digital twins, to train it so that you can go through so many more series of equipment or products that you have to hold. So this is the real world of things that have been going excitingly in the physical AI right now in Amazon.
Thank you very much, Pio-san. We have seen quite a lot the technology has been go from now, and I think not just the generative AI, not just the LLM. I think they're gonna have some like edge AI, which is gonna be very special part that embed in the robotic and automation more than that. Back to Professor Gop. I just think about your Certo systems. You have planning, you have very challenges of the algorithm. So could you tell me the real world use case that you have been done, and how could be connected back to the physical AI from the
Right. Before I get to there,
yeah.
because you mentioned about, you have to train them to make sure
Yes.
that they understand, they
Yes.
use the data, and a lot of power processing, right? So actually we have one of our PhD students
Okay.
working on trying to combine Gavisan. He's vice of the professor St. Moras as well. So he's working on, trying to combining the physical knowledge, the knowledge, the theories that we have been established for a long, long time, combined with the, the uniqueness of the, AI and the knowledge that we have been built for a long time. Just like, how our brains work, we have creativities, but we also we are not hallucinated because we have the fact, right?
Okay.
Saying that, okay, Newton's law,
Okay.
it wouldn't go this fast, or
Okay.
it couldn't be disappear. Object could not, suddenly just disappear and warp from here from to here, right? So those are the things that we are trying to embed it in, so that we don't have to use that like a lot of data to
Okay.
train to cover all the scenarios in this
Yes.
world, so that it understands the physical world. That is very, very expensive.
Yes.
Technically, we have the projects with our industry partners as well,
Okay.
or just collect the data itself. If you just go, traditional way of training the model, wow, you have to spend a lot of money to collect all the possibility of the data,
And
right?
also consume the GPU as well.
Exactly. So that's why our students right now, he has a breakthrough. He is be able to combine those things. So then he can embed those knowledge of the equations that billion people has been established, so that we have the way of training the model in such a way that we don't need a lot of data, and we use the knowledge combined with the flexibility of the training, so it understands and can adapt to the things that it sees from the sensors and everything. So that is one of the things that on the frontier type of research we are getting there, but it's very exciting. So to the new world, now we can use our AI to solve certain problems that's so hard to solve in the past.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Right.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, going back to your original,
yes, because I
original
just wondered
question.
because
Right.
when we have physical world completely on that,
Right.
and then we have partner from the manufacturing side,
Right,
and
right.
your system can be like the
Right.
bridge to
Right.
combine.
So
this one.
wearing my startup hat, so I also have the business doing we use the AI to understand the data of the supply chains and the logistics. What we do is that we have the mechanics in the physical world as well. We do planning, tracking, so we have the app, we can track, we know where the objects are, like trucks, goods, where things flow from the source to to the end consumer. So if we track those things is a flow of the data that we can learn, and we learn the demands coming back to the start of the production. So we would know where things should go. So those are the things that changing very quickly, like demands. We are changing very quickly. So those things, we have the LLM, learning in the back, and so it will always telling the people along the supply chain, saying, depends on the role you are, telling them that, okay, what do you have to do today, in a way? Because how to, at the end of the day, you want to optimize the cost of your business. And, what are the opportunities to increase your revenue based on your logistics data, how the goods flow from the original source until to the consumers. Yeah. So if you have all those data, the sensings, the app, and everything, it will be combined all. And
I think that can be the very interesting model for the each business sector that you have been done. Back to this one, I think we talk about the physical AI, we talk about the opportunity, we talk about how the Thailand can be trained from the existing economic system to be the new one like a digital or the AI. So Dr. Kong, what have you seen from the these technologies that come up with the physical AI that bridge between the digital and the physical world? And we also have the country that be the big bed of the manufacturing, many factory in our country right now. So what is the opportunity that you have been thinking about, or anything that we could move forward with this one?
I think one thing so far that I think after we have seen these kind of clips or videos, or we've seen that how powerful AI are, we as technologists, many times as Thai technologists, we gave up. We turn ourselves to be the user. And then just add a little bit, very thin layers of value on top. I would tell you that it's not true. Now, you have to see it a little bit further, deeper inside. I think there are opportunities down there. Nothing perfect. Right. Although many of you thought that LM would be a god now and turn to be the AGI in one day, but there's a Le Cunyan, he said that no, we are going for AMI, which is machine should have their own intelligence as a machine, not as a human. There are many philosophy and concepts that you can think. And when I started, I and my CTO, we believe in narrow AI. We don't believe in AGI. So we start small, build a very small agents 6 years ago. No one talked about agents, but we thought that we need some narrow AI and make sure that many narrow AI working together, that more precise than one general idea. I think many people, you see through them and you see opportunity and see what needs should be outside of Thailand, not only in Thailand. Because the good thing of AI is intangible asset. You can replicate, reuse, resell, and scalable easier. From Thailand, you can serve anywhere in the world. Those are your demands. See the global demand, I think. See the global demand first from here. Because if Amazon, they use it, there should be other place using it. See a weakness and see opportunity. You don't have to build whole set. Even a part or even one module, single module inside could generate some money for you. I think if we see from this way, we can see opportunity and use the Thailand infrastructure or manufacturing as a problem and test bed. So don't just build and wait for data. Go to the problems, solve it. Because one thing that you're gonna face for sure is learning part. Because once you go for the physical AI, the thing is everything is not going to be construct or placed precisely as you plan. That's why now we just learn AI from pattern. But there are opportunities for the real world that we have to work on planning, reasoning before create pattern, and we need to get feedback for the world models back to us as well. So I think if you see opportunity, you could seize it. But if you gave up and said that, okay, they are ready, we just buy it and use it, I think you cannot add on your intelligence on top of it. So see it deeper than it is. Exploit and see where the state of the art. And what opportunity, not every or single solution, just one piece of it can generate you. I think with that part, we can see opportunity to create something and contribute something to the world by Thailand technologies. Not only you have to think about the final solution, but you can work with authors. Other people could be better than you to do the solution. Solution is there already with Amazon. Just add something on it. I think that could be possibility.
Thank you. And I think that is the good point, because not just the big firms or the other people that had been built already, we still have rooms to improve or be our angle of the Thai innovation in the AI. And I think that is the good opportunity that we have Amazon on the stage right now. So, Piwasan, could you give me more that how possible collaboration that like we can join in terms of the both the R&D in the physical AI or other thing, and also be like our big giant techs that can be push our Thai innovation go to the global stage. So yeah, please.
Yeah, sure. I think because Thailand is my homeland, right? So sure, we would like to see how we can leverage the strength that large conglomerate, which is probably not just Amazon, like even like the large conglomerates in Thailand itself, can extend the partnership, the resources to like the medium and smaller size business. And that's where we have started some of the initiative together with FTIs to see how we can use AI in a meaningful way to help to uplift the organization, the plants, the factories, so that they can be more productive, increase productivity, and so on. Maybe I want to also reflect on what Don Gong mentioned, right? Because the world has changed, and the key areas that we would probably need the Thai organization to do more is to identify the sweet spot where we can add the value. And one area which I started to see is like the world is heading toward more hyper-personalization demand. And the benefits that maybe factory from China used to have in terms of volume play, cheap devices or cheap merchandise, probably will started to erode, because now when people want to get more of the hyper personalization products and services, now it's a time that maybe that's areas that Thai organization can use that to turn into what is our strength. And that doesn't mean like you have to have big volume manufacturing like in the past anymore. But that will come with the technology where you need how you can hyper personalize all those kinds of offerings to your customers. And the other thing is like don't only look at the demand in Thailand, because as the FDI chairman has said that we are seeing the number of population getting less because we are getting to age economy. So if we look at the target market as the region or as the whole world, I think that's where you need to start to learn and understand where the worlds are moving, what are the demands of the larger larger spaces where they are looking into seeing how the product and services will address the need, which probably will be completely different from what Thai people demands. But that will allow you to get into a new ocean, into a new market. But the data, the learnings, and the resources and the talents are areas that you need to make sure that you elevate your team so that they can be able to leverage technology and identify the spots where they can address those new demands.
Thank you. And I think we should stay tuned in the afternoon sections. I think we will discuss in more detail how collaboration of the physical AI that can be happening together with the FTI in the afternoon.
Adding to that, we also do sponsorship in terms of how we can get our funding, both in terms of the cloud credit, which includes AI, IoT technology, and so on, to those organizations in Thailand where they want to up-level the ability to be more productive. An example that we have seen in the first 25 batch of the AFTI programs has proved to be very satisfactory, even though we didn't use like very advanced AI, but example was like just use computer vision and get people to be more productive instead of doing things which might take hours but become just minutes. That's already been a big gain for this kind of proof of concept or proof of value. Yeah.
Thank you, and I think we're looking for the AFTI Phase 2 as well. So back to, I think this is the final round. I would like you to leave the message, your plan and what you want to do, what you want to see in the Thai AI ecosystem in the country. So yeah.
So first, can our students get a lot of GPU resources for training so that we can create the new things?
Yeah, I saw
Not
NVIDIA is here
$100
also.
is not
So.
enough.
NVIDIA also.
So can we have more? So that is my first.
Yes, sir.
So the second one is that, for any young people in here, there's a market is big, and AI, it has its tools. It depends on how you apply. You see opportunities, the pain points of other people, apply and do it, right? Because it's, mostly it's your head building, the models, and, you will get resources from AWS, right? So now the barrier in terms of starting is pretty small, right? So let's have more.
And also,
kind of
I
solution.
heard that the Amazon and AWS also can be like a sponsor, not just sponsorship, but if you have successful business model, you can put on the marketplace on the AWS, and then they can help us to explore the market together, I think.
Right.
Yeah, thanks to Ajani for reminding, because now we consider our marketplace similar to like the App Store in iOS. So if the Thai organization already have like a good intelligence products or services, you can host that on our marketplace, and it means like this is going to be reached to people all over the world.
Thank you in advance for our students. My last remark here. So when we built the system for the physical world, like at least in our solution, we are looking at AI. We look at the machine because we want to automate a lot of things so that it's more efficient. You get the quality of it and the cost going down. And the other last part is human, because nothing will be perfect. The world is changing, right? There's a lot of exception. So when we build a system here, we look at these three different components: AI, machine, and people. Like, how can they feedback those exceptions, the things that is not going to the rules, right? We always break the rules, right? So those are the things that, how can we build that kind of solution so that it would works in the real world? Yeah, so that's what I have.
Thank you. Dr. Kong, we
Okay.
leave the hope for you to,
Yep. Actually, as an entrepreneur, as I mentioned to you, and as an AI startup, I don't want you to really give up. I'm not tend to be too often. I'm not trying to offend you, but let's try this trick, and then you see what I'm gonna mean. This translation, you see, right? This kind of thing, you build the prototype by using AI alone. But imagine as an AI, how can you just capture some couple of sentence, the words, and use LLM to generate a new series group of back of words for this one, and use that as a rack to make it better. You can get a better translator by the few shots of this talk. And once the talk goes for 1 hour, you can translate better and better all the time. If you think about like this, you can create another news. You have to be more creative on the using AI, not just only throw everything to the LM, get the result and something out. You have to articulate the power of the AI and understand how to manage the knowledge. Like you can starting with the program of this talk and throw all the words of this program to guessing what word should happen in Thai and English in this talk. And starting with our sentence, you can even reduce hallucination, and your translation will be even smoother, more natural and better. And if you can do this for Thai, you can use this for English or Chinese or any other language. And this one is repeatable and scalable and opportunity of Thai people. So to come back, finding the opportunities, demands, problems, and be creative to use AI, not just only throw everything to the LM. And hopefully we're going to use it directly, like throw the sounds in, and then let the Google translate it and change it into words. I think that could make us be competitive. and it doesn't make you reach the enterprise grade. And the money is there, the precision. So please focus on that. I think that's going to be an opportunity of Thailand industry, driving by AI.
Thank you. The last one, P. Wasan.
Yeah, I echo what Dr. Kong mentioned because from the statistic, like 85% of people are using AI just for everyday AI. We ask it like, what's the weather like? How you can help me to come up with the agenda for my trip? Only 10% are using those technology in a meaningful way and use it as the core business enabler. A good example, I'm not sure like what translation companies that you use. Like for example, we have our startup companies called Botnoy, where they are using exactly this same thing, and then they are using like a context-based kind of real-time translation. And we brought them to be our partners, and they win awards at the ASEAN level. And this year, we are also so excited because we are also able to get one of the Thai companies, which is Typhoon SCB 10X. They are building localized language model. And they are one of the 40 organizations worldwide to be able to represent Thailand and ASEAN, the only country from ASEAN to be able to showcase in our reInvent, which happened last week in US. So I think we would like to see more and more of this. It doesn't have to be a large organization. You just need idea and ensure that you use it to come up with the business value, not just only personal interest, and that will help organizations in Thailand to be able to reflock into a world market.
Thank you very much. I think this is time ups and it's very fascinating discussions today. I think we should have the time to speak a bit more on this one. And thank you for being here with me. Thank you very much. And I give it back to the MC.
Thank you very much ครับ ขอบพระคุณมากๆนะครับ Thank you for the session of Toward Physical AI for Thai industry. This is a very a lot of knowledge for us, and I believe that everyone here have really interest in the AI and the future vision in the future.